All right, welcome back, everybody, to another deep dive. This time, we're going to be looking into some verses that you sent our way.
Right.
And it's all kind of about this idea of loving God for who he is,
Yes.
not just for what he does, you know?
Right.
And, we get caught up in the blessing sometimes.
Of course. Yeah.
So we've got, looks like a text conversation. Maybe somebody's offering some guidance.
Yeah.
And trying to unpack that whole idea. So how about we jump in?
Yeah, let's get into it. It's super interesting. It spans like different books of the Bible and stuff, but they all kind of point to the same idea, this really profound truth about who God is and like our relationship with him.
Yeah, and I'm seeing right off the bat here in 1 John, it says God is love.
Yeah.
And it doesn't say God is loving.
Exactly.
It says God is love.
It's his very being. Like that is who he is at the core.
Yeah, that's powerful stuff right there.
He's pretty radical when you think about it.
It is.
I mean, I think so often we grow up with these images of God as like a distant judge or maybe a king, way up there somewhere.
Right.
And we're kind of scrambling, trying to be good enough, to earn his favor.
Right.
But if we look at this, if love is like the essence of God, it just reframes our whole entire understanding of who God is.
Right. And then it just flows right into the next thing. Because 1 John 4:19 says, we love because he first loved us.
Yeah.
It's not the other way around.
Mm-hmm.
It's not, we're trying to earn God's love, and then because of that, then we finally come to love God.
It's the exact opposite.
It's the opposite.
It's because of this overwhelming, unconditional love that we are actually able to love him back.
Yeah.
And, Romans 5.8 really just hits this home so perfectly.
Yeah.
It says, while we were still sinners, Christ died for us.
Right.
And so that idea that you were talking about, like we have to be good enough or worthy enough for God to love us, this totally flips it.
Completely.
It shows us that like his love isn't based on anything that we do.
Right.
It's just there.
It's already given.
Freely given.
It totally changes it from I was thinking like a contract.
Yeah.
A transactional thing.
Transactional, right?
To like a relationship.
It's so much deeper than that.
Yeah. And speaking of that, I'm looking down here at Habakkuk chapter 3, verses 17 and 18. And it's interesting because the writer's talking about, even if like really bad things happen.
Like loss.
Yeah, loss.
Yeah.
He's still rejoicing in God.
As Savior, yeah.
Yeah, as Savior. So it's like, it's not about, having all the good stuff. It's deeper than that.
Yeah, I think, when we understand that God asks love, that allows us to find like security and contentment, even when things around us are maybe falling apart.
Right. And I see that echoed again here in Deuteronomy.
Oh, yeah.
Chapter 6, verse 5.
Yeah, this one's a biggie.
Love the Lord your God with all your heart and with all your soul and with all your
Your
strength.
whole being, everything you've got.
Yeah. And so it's not holding back, right?
No, it's complete surrender. It's not like okay, God, I'm going to give you this much, but I'm going to hold back this part,
Right.
It's everything.
Yeah. And that's, you think about Job.
Yeah.
That's the ultimate example.
Like he lost everything.
Everything, right.
And still praised God. That is resilience.
That's powerful.
Like that's where it comes from, isn't it? From an unshakable love.
Right.
Knowing that no matter what happens,
yeah,
God's got you.
And that's powerful. And I'm thinking also too, like even in the Psalms, Psalm 73, the psalmist is basically saying, I'm finding my satisfaction in God alone.
Yeah.
Like all the stuff of this world, it just kind of pales in comparison.
Yeah, all those earthly desires. When you come face to face with the joy of knowing God and being known by him,
right,
it changes everything. Makes you wonder, what else in life do we cling to that maybe we don't need to?
Yeah. Wow. So, looking at all this, it seems like the big takeaway is this isn't about a transaction.
Right.
This is about relationship.
Knowing God.
Knowing God.
And being loved by him.
Being loved by him and then...
And loving him back.
Loving him back, no matter what.
No matter what. Exactly. It's about recognizing that our value, our worth, isn't tied to what we do or what we can give God. It's his love is already there.
It's freely given.
Freely given. Okay. And like our love, and it just flows out of that. It's a natural response.
Right.
What do you think? What does it mean, really, to experience God as love? How does that change the way that you pray? How does it change your gratitude? your outlook on tough situations?
Those are really good questions. So I think what we've seen here today is that loving God is a lot more than just, being thankful for the good times.
Yeah.
It's about really understanding
His essence.
Yeah.
Who he is at the core.
Which is love.
Love itself.
Yeah, that's great. Well, think about that this week, everybody. And how would that change your interactions with others? If you really lived out of that understanding.
It would make a difference, wouldn't it? Maybe that's the key to a more fulfilling life. One filled with that same kind of radical, unconditional love.
Yeah, that's beautiful. Well, thanks for joining us today. We'll see you next time.
See you then.